Welcome back. This is Professor.
I'm Bugman.
Homer.
And we just found out what the sexy surprise was.
It was terrifying.
Did you like it?
God, no.
Did it catch you off guard? Bugman audibly screamed. He's like, ah!
I was aroused.
Well, we have to figure out what the fuck's going on now, so
Yep.
let's continue.
I'll join the literature club.
Club.
One by one, the girls' eyes light up.
Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, Homer?
You don't really
You
have a
signed
choice.
here in blood to that effect?
Yeah, it could be fun, right?
You really did scare me for a moment.
I mean, if you really just left us after all this, I would be super pissed.
Homer, I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Hey, we should make cupcakes this time.
Eh.
Thank you so much for this. You're amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay?
Thanks, I guess.
Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share.
Monica looks over at me once more.
Homer, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself.
Yeah. Can I really impress the class, star Monica, with my mediocre writing skills?
It's okay.
Bye.
I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then.
Okay. See you tomorrow then. Can't wait.
With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the three girls. Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monica.
Yay.
Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
I can't convince myself to go to therapy when I'm the happiest I've ever been. I'd rather keep this up until I blow my cover and someone takes me to the emergency row.
What the fuck? I don't remember that. Only 2 stickers.
Yeah. Oh, Fester, definitely.
Fester.
That's my favorite.
Spinning.
Spinning.
Poof.
Poof.
Frightening.
Frightening. Yeah.
Disoriented.
Yeah. What are the words that used to go to Sayori? Are they gonna be like?
I don't know,
reassigned?
Wrath.
Ah!
Shiny.
Variants.
Yeah, variance.
Yeah,
Variants.
Socks.
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 Atone.
A tone.
Massacre.
Massacre.
Effulgent.
Wow.
Effulgent. Yeah.
Did you ever look that one up?
I can't remember. Which one?
Yeah.
Nibble.
Nibble.
Suicide.
Suicide.
It's on my mind for some reason.
Right. Let's go. Essence.
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 Contamination.
Contamination.
Meager.
Meager there. Sorry, that was eager.
Captive.
Yeah, Captain.
Infallible.
Sure.
Yeah, infallible.
Let's go. Entropy.
Put this right here. Sorry. Entropy.
Oh, sorry.
You can.
Hi again, Homer. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Ha ha ha.
Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Uh-oh. Thanks for keeping your promise, Homer. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it.
Oh!
Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take it seriously, then you won't see the end of it.
Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room.
How'd you get in front of the text?
I know.
Manga! She's like, ha!
Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga.
Manga's literature!
Swiftly defeated, Natsuki popped back into her seat.
I'm sorry, Homer. We'll make sure you put your comfort first, okay?
Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed...
Anyway. Now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have an interest in picking up a book to read.
Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now, so it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask.
Well, wait, I didn't mean it like that. Ooh! If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess.
No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to.
Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like.
Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book.
I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. It's the Odyssey of Iliad. And we could, discuss it if you wanted.
This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book.
Woo! Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think.
Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. That doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. But at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from her book. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages.
Crap!
I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable.
Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so...
That's the book you gave me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a line in her right now?
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
I wanted to reread some of it.
Her eyes like...
Oh!
Her eyes like...
Not for any particular reason.
Just curious.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Can I make it go back? Oh, damn, sorry.
No worries.
Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... That's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them.
I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon.
I'm glad to hear. Once it's stuff to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story.
Is that so? What's the story about, anyway?
Well...
I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover.
Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experimentation, and the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to... Did you see that before?
I don't think so.
Ooh, that might be a bit of a spoiler.
She used human experiments, I think, the first time around.
But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not the thing about the limbs.
That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere.
Are you not a fan of this sort of thing, Homer?
No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy these kinds of stories, so don't worry.
Her eyes are like further apart now, aren't they?
I hope so. Sorry.
Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different.
It's just that this kind of story, it's the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen not just because someone wants to be evil,
but because the world is full of evil people, and we're all worthless anyway! Then suddenly...
I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry.
Hey, don't apologize.
What the fuck was that?
Homer promptly pees himself.
Her head starts to spin around. I haven't lost interest or anything.
Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts,
My whole body gets incredible. I didn't click that.
I didn't. To other people.
I didn't click that, by the way.
That's fine.
Just made me do that.
So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much.
We're talking in two voices. I really don't think you need to worry. Does this character not notice this? That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all.
That's true.
In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right?
Yes!
Over there, in the other room.
You don't have to,
Away from you.
What are you saying? Let me just get the book.
I see your draw a pentagram on the ground underneath her.
Right. I quickly retrieve the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's.
I don't want to see this picture again. I know what it's going to show. Yeah.
Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive.
I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone.
I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything.
Alright.
I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing, maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye.
I want to see this picture.
I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead.
Sorry.
I was just bathing in the feeling.
Yuri, you really apologize. Oh, sorry.
Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you?
I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean...
Here, this should work, right? We gotta go back and read those ones and pause it when it's...
Yeah.
Because, yeah, some of those I missed.
I think that was talking about bathing in his pain or blood. Or
Right.
Yeah, I know.
Ugh.
I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two.
Slow that
of
down
them.
when we get to that part. In the...
I was just bathing.
No, I mean just slow it so that they can
Okay,
pause it. I suppose so.
Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page.
Here.
We're all both I don't remember much now that I...
Okay.
Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision.
Are you ready?
Eh?
To turn the page.
Sorry. I think I got a little bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her.
That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. Since you've been so patient with me.
I'm scared.
Yeah.
What's
Thanks.
going on?
We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page.
She just turns it.
Instead, I just assume that she finishes the pages before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit.
Eh? No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not.
Really?
That's not
She
what
didn't
said.
say that
Yeah,
last
that's not
time.
what she said last time.
I was just thinking the way she second guesses things she says and all that.
That's what you were talking about. Sorry. I think you meant something else about her.
Something else?
Never mind.
What the fuck?
We didn't even get that far yet, so I don't know why that came into my head.
Yuri, are you feeling alright?
Hey!
Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little...
Your demonic breath. I'm breathing?
Yuri puts her hand on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat.
I didn't even notice.
It's like...
Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water.
Alright, don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about?
Homer? Did something happen just now?
Eh? I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess.
So you don't know anything?
Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her?
Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure they didn't do anything. That you didn't do anything to her.
No, nothing.
Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming.
Alright, if you say so.
Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other?
Eh? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri?
Well, she might be a while, so I figured we'd just get started without her. Is that okay?
Oh, he's gonna go, like, find her in the bathroom hanging or something. Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left in the books, then slip it back.
Slip it back in my bag.
Yeah.
Are we already doing poems again?
Yeah.
I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair if I shared mine with her first. Eh?
Well, it's about what I expect from someone like you.
That's a little blunt.
You talk about a blunt? Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't revoke any emotions.
So basically, it's not cute enough for your taste.
Do you want to get smacked?
I'll pass.
Sigh. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it.
Get out of my head, get out of my head.
Yeah, I told you they weren't gonna like it.
I like it.
What? Just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously.
But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yeah, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard, like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening, so I decided to write about it.
Yeah, I understand.
But the other nice thing about simple writing is it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end and then made it all fall flat on purpose. Helps bring out the feeling in the last line.
So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized.
That's what I mean to be a pro. I'm glad you learned that. I'm glad that I learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngster one here, did ya?
Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her.
Hi, Homer. Having a good time so far?
Yeah.
Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, the new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. This bitch terrifies me. I'm much better
I'm on to her.
I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to.
Don't worry, Homer. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon.
Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem.
Great job, Homer. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. Ooh. It's really metaphorical. Not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you.
It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort.
That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing, though. But sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly, like earlier. I think if she gets too stimulated, she's drawing and looking for alone time.
Suddenly the door opens.
Yuri! I'm back!
Back, bitches!
Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Hey! Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright, thanks, Monica. Suppose I should go get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good.
You sounded pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good.
Well, that's because I had to sound confident with this deep voice. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know.
I see. Well, let's read it then.
Hole in wall, but he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glanced at my surroundings, but my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. Wait, is this the same?
No, it's not. It's our first one.
The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen.
Load me.
Oh, wait.
So, what do you think?
It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
It's okay, yeah. That kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful.
What was the inspiration behind this one?
Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it.
Death.
I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit.
An epiphany?
Yeah, something like that. Kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening.
Alright, guys. Tune in next time. We don't know what the fuck's going on,
No.
but it's kind of scary.
A little bit.
A little bit scary. Alright, guys. Take it easy. Bye.
Bye.